Liran, can you introduce yourself and your role at Incrementum?
Liran Hirschkorn. I'm the CEO and founder of Incrementum Digital.
Can you give some history about the company and what you do in this space?
I've been in the Amazon space since 2014, and for the last several years, have been helping brands scale their business on Amazon and other marketplaces as well. And we primarily help brands scale on Amazon with advertising, optimization and management, Amazon DSP, listing and content, creative optimization, as well as account health and account management.
So is it fair to assume you are a full stack Amazon agency?
We really help. Our goal is to be a growth engine for brands on the Amazon platform. There's so many opportunities to take advantage of different marketing levers to grow your business, and that's what we're really good at helping unlock for brands.
How was your life before you started engaging Saras from a reporting and data standpoint?
So before we started using Saras analytics, we were kind of piecing together a couple different reports in order to provide reporting for our clients. One, we had a bunch of data in BigQuery that we visualized in Google Data Studio. Then we separately from that also had a Google Sheets with week over week data. And we really wanted to create an all-in-one platform for our clients, which was one of the motivations for reaching out to Saras.
What was the dream analytics software that you wanted to offer your customers?
You know, the dream is always evolving. I think the dream is you never hit the dream because there's always new things coming out that you want to add. And that is one of the benefit of having a great partner who can continue to add on, because as you know, Amazon is constantly evolving and we want to keep making the platform for our clients better. And that's where it's very helpful, where we don't have to have a full-time engineering team, and we can work with Saras who already has that in place. But what we wanted to do was create a platform where our clients could log in, see all their reporting, all the analytics, and see and create something custom, the metrics that we think are most important for them to see and how we place those visually. We worked together with Saras to build something that was custom based on the most important metrics, the KPIs that we wanted our customers to see, because sometimes you can get overwhelmed in a sea of data, but you really want to focus on what is the information you need to make good decisions. It's why we named our platform Data Owl. The owl is the wise animal, and you kind of want to get those insights. But what we're currently building has Amazon Advertising API, also has the SP API with the total sales data. We have conversion rates, we have DSP data, AMC data, building the Amazon marketing stream. We're going to build Vendor Central. And I have a lot more dreams about connecting Walmart and other marketplaces and making this a great all-in-one platform for our clients. As the different reporting and tools kind of become available from Amazon and the marketplaces, we have a team that can help us implement those APIs and technologies into creating a platform, and that's what has been really great with our partnership with Saras.
What prompted you to decide on building Data Owl this year?
It's an interesting question. I think 2023 was, when you looked at the beginning of the year, we didn't really know how the year was going to shape out. You never really know, but this year was predicted to be a more shaky year with the economy. We had things like inflation, we have election coming up in the US. Like there's a lot of things that we didn't really know how the year was going to shake out. And so we wanted to say, where can we invest money this year that was not going to be too risky and would pay off? And we knew that adding value to our existing customers was going to be one of those areas. And it's why we really decided to invest money this year in building out technology, because we knew that was a sure bet that would have more added value. for our existing customers, and that's really what we wanted to focus on for 2023.
Can you talk about what is the solution that we built for you?
The solution that we have right now is we have essentially built a software tool that allows our customers to log in. They can view, from ads perspective, they can view their overall account performance at a high level, both organic sales, ad sales, tacos, ACOS, conversion rates, all the high level data. But then they can also dig deep into the weeds and analytics around placement reporting and search term analytics, and they can view things by their portfolio, and they can click on a on a particular campaign or search term and see keyword and see all the search terms. They can also go into view parent ASIN performance, child ASIN performance. We also have a DSP dashboard, Amazon Marketing Cloud. So essentially, this is a place where our clients can get all the insights they need into their Amazon account without having to log in to Seller Central or Vendor Central or pull reports from 5 different places. And this is a great point of conversation as we meet with them on a regular basis to discuss their account performance. It's a place where both of us can go and get information, and it's accurate. It's coming directly from Amazon's APIs. And it's an added value that we wanted to, add to our clients this year, and also to be able to attract clients to us who don't currently have this capability.
Over the past 1 year, Amazon's really opening up their systems, right? So they've opened up Marketing Cloud, they've opened up Brand Analytics, Vendor Central, even from an ad standpoint, Marketing Stream. From a CEO of a large agency standpoint, what's your take on this? What are some of your thoughts on this trend?
My take is that when Andy Jassy came in after Jeff Bezos, that he had a little bit of a different view on data. And in the past, we never thought we would see the day that Amazon would share search volume data and everything that they're sharing today. And I think when Andy Jassy came in, he saw how AWS was, which he ran before becoming the CEO, AWS kind of was the underlying tool cloud that ran the internet. And I think he saw kind of Amazon in other areas of their business also being able to be that underlying tool. For example, Amazon opened Buy with Prime, which allows websites now to take advantage of Prime. We never thought we would see that, but it comes from that same philosophy. And I think with that same mindset came a more open-minded solution to sharing the data Amazon has to enable brands, to enable agencies to do more on the platform. So I think that's kind of the trend we've seen in the last couple of years, has been this kind of shift in philosophy from Amazon's standpoint.
Do you see data on helping you become a differentiated agency? What's the strategic view of building this software?
There's lots of things that I think help differentiate us, but obviously custom technology is a great add-on to that, and a way to differentiate yourself. And the investment to have that, I think is impressive for clients. It shows that you're investing in your business, that you're serious about the business, and that you're thinking kind of long term. And I think clients appreciate it, and we have positive feedback so far. And so this is part of the overall strategy in being able to have more customization of the insights we want our clients to be able to focus on, and not chasing our competitors, but chasing how we can add more value to our clients through innovation. And this was certainly a piece of it.
What are probably the top 3 things that you really like about the software?
Building software perspective, we've had relatively good speed in terms of how we've been able to build it. It would have taken us, if we wanted to do this, a lot more time and money to be able to replicate what we built. So I think that's a great value add. I like how intuitive the platform is. You can kind of go around and click and understand what you're looking at without necessarily having a big tutorial or big learning curve to it. And aside from having a value add for our clients, it's also a value add for our team, who can also go in and have all these insights in one place, and it saves us time and makes us more efficient as well. So a lot of benefits from being able to do this. And I think when you're thinking about software, you want to be careful with your choices, because sometimes you can go down a rabbit hole that it's kind of like doing construction without knowing what you're doing. And you could build a house and think that your budget is going to be 100,000, but it ends up being 3 times your budget and taking 3 times the speed. And working with experts has allowed us to kind of avoid those mistakes.
How was your overall experience working with Saras Analytics? Can you throw some light there?
We've had a really positive experience working with the team, really good communication and collaboration, very easy to work with. And before I made the decision to work with Saras, I also vetted the team. I mean, we probably started speaking a year or so more before we actually pulled the trigger. We never felt like we got pushed. And I saw some logos on their website of companies, and I knew some of them, and I reached out and I heard kind of similar positive feedback, and that gave me the confidence to move forward. So it's been a very good experience.
And what is the roadmap looking like for the software? What do you want to achieve from here on?
There's so much that we want to do from here, and expanding on the Amazon Marketing Cloud, the Amazon Marketing Stream, more vendor central, other marketplaces, potentially integrating more analytics around the accounts, around organic ranking and positioning on Amazon, and maybe even incorporating the analytics from Shopify and Facebook and Google in the future. There's a tremendous amount of potential to what's possible, but we're currently focused on our core customers that are on Marketplace and Amazon and Walmart, and serving those needs. And I'm sure over time that will evolve.
Are you looking at the software from acquiring new customer standpoint here? Is that a use case that you're thinking about?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the software is helpful in the sales process because it shows, again, as we talked about, like differentiation and what are some of the tools and benefits you get when you work with us. So, I think, our first thought was, how can we add more value to existing clients? But ultimately, we know that if we add more value to existing clients, it also means we have more word of mouth, referrals and recommendations, and that we're being innovative, and that's going to also translate into new clients as well.